Well, WrestleMania season is over because last night, well, was the main show. And I'm just gonna take you through the card, the results, and some of my thoughts and what happened in the match, kind of, in overall. So, the first match of the pre-show was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and like pretty much every year, it's pretty much it's not exactly a good match. It's pretty much a waste of time because the winner doesn't become like the next big thing, really, like it's supposed to. But some good moments here and there, entertaining, and in the end, surprise, Matt Hardy won with the help of Bray Wyatt. So I guess this is the start of Woken Bray Wyatt. I actually like it. It's intrigued me. It's funny. We'll see where it goes. And thereon, we move on to match number 2 in the pre-show, which was the Cruiserweight title match between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. Yes. And Alexander wins. It was a good match. Really, the guys put on a good Cruiserweight match with a good storytelling into it. It was a good match to warm up the crowd a little bit. The crowd was a little bit dull at that time. They were a little bit slow to react. But you can see the more it went on, the more the crowd was into it. So that's good because, in a few months prior, 205 Live was a joke, and now it's coming back to something that can be watchable. And match number 3, the Women Battle Royal next. Good match. Had a different method in the women compared to the men, where instead of just starting and brawling and everybody throws everybody out, they worked as a pack, and the tag teams and the factions were really more in focus during that match. They really worked better together than the men's do. So overall, it was a good match. It was a match that did put on the upcoming feud between Bayley and Sasha Banks, because at the end Bayley did a somewhat of a heel turn, throwing Sasha Banks over the top rope. But that's the confusing part. It's coming. She didn't win, even though she was the last one. Naomi won because apparently during the match she just got under the last rope and rolled out at some point. But it was never shown, at least I didn't remember seeing it on camera, so there was not enough focus put onto it. And you could hear the crowd was confused. Like, they were like, oh, cool, she won, but they were like, what? It was a little bit, it wasn't the surprise factor it was supposed to be, it was more confusion. So it could have done better, but good for her. And the feud's coming up between Banks and Bayley is going to be pretty good. If Bayley does a heel turn, that would be nice. Match number 4. This is the first match of the main show, the main WrestleMania card, and this to me was the match of the night by far. It was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship between Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and The Miz, that was the champ. And a great match, really good. My only ick was really during the entrance. WrestleMania, you're supposed to have a big entrance. Seth Rollins has had a huge entrance. Really nice. Well done, The Miz as well. But then came in Finn Balor. Okay, you have a guy with one of the coolest entrants in the last decade, okay? And he didn't do the Demon Balor thing. He just came in with a bunch of random people for the Balor Club loves everybody kind of stuff. So at that point, you knew just by seeing that Finn Balor wasn't going to win. They're like, why not? You have the coolest entrance in the show, use it. I don't know why I didn't do it. So I think management doesn't believe in Finn enough. But believe me, except that, match of the night by far. And then match number 5, Asuka versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. Was great. It was as good as you hope it would be. My only Charlotte wins and the streaks in New Orleans. My only ick were one, Charlotte got a great entrance, really cool, really cool entrance, and Asuka got an entrance shorter than what we usually get, so that's kind of odd. The match was great. It could have been longer though. They were cut short, so that's a little bit my only ick. And I believe for the prestige of the match and the precedent it should have been further down in the card. Like, this is the second match of the main show. Could have been like way more during like more main event time spot. But it was a great match as well. Like the IC title and the Charlotte and Asuka were the two best match of the night, and the crowd was into it. The girls gave it their all. The thing that I didn't like, but that broke the story a little bit, was the Cena Undertaker story. They did the referee over barricade telling Cena Taker is in the building during the celebration end of Charlotte and Asuka. It was a great moment, emotional moment, really cool, and it broke down for that. You could have chose a different match to do this, to give more historic value to this match. So it could have been done better in my taste. And then we got the Fatal 4-Way for the US Championship, and surprisingly, Jinder Mahal got the win. I'm pretty neutral to that, and it was a good match. The guy deserves it. He works hard. But the match was okay, but there wasn't a lot of action, and the match was split a lot between two pairings, like Jinder and Rusev and Orton and Rude. Like, they would be in the ring, two, they would fight, get out, two come back in, and there was very little interaction between all the four of them at the same time, which, could have been better. And Jinder won by pinning Rusev. So to me, that's like management telling Rusev Day is over, people. You're not getting over if we ain't telling you to. Next, the match number 7 was the mixed tag between Angle and Ronda Rousey and versus, the McMahons, really, Triple H and Stephanie. It was the mainstream match, the entertainment match, because of Ronda. The match was technically it wasn't good. Goddamn, my last memories of Kurt Angle in TNA or Anthem or GFB, I don't know how he calls it now. He was way better than what he was last night. He seemed very slow, and you could see that. He's aging. It's all right. It's normal. You're not getting younger. But you can see he was struggling a lot. But once Ronda got in the match, the crowd was into it a lot. They were cheering hard, and there was a lot of botches from Ronda and Stephanie. But Ronda is really green in the ring, and the pressure of being your first match at Mania is pretty hard. So I'm not gonna give her too much a hard time about this. But it was fun. It was light. I liked it. Okay, match number 8. It's the Triple Tag Team Championship between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers won. It was a short match, total dominance on their part. It did what it had to do. I liked the match. I liked the pace of it. The storytelling of it was good. The only thing that made me cringe a little bit was it sucks to say this. The New Day entrance was questionable humor at best. Little people, really? Why? That's Vince McMahon kind of humor for you. That's Vince telling them that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was offensive, but I don't know. It wasn't good. I didn't like it for that. Otherwise, the match was good. But just that little part of entrance, match number 9 was The Undertaker versus John Cena. We all know what was gonna happen. It was. I like the Elias part. Like, lights went down and everybody's sure that the Undertaker's coming, but it's Elias. And were you expecting somebody else? I liked it. It was good. And then, of course, Cena beat Elias, blah, 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 like you usually do. And then Taker comes out. It was good. It was a squash match. It lasted like 3 minutes. Like, Cena was jobbed, really. The only drawback to this for me is where do we go from here for Taker? I mean, all the backstage story about Taker, and he's an old school guy, and you go out on your back, which what happened last year, and this year he won. So is he back? Is he not? It's vague at best, but it was fun to watch. Seeing the Phenom just whoop somebody's ass at WrestleMania was cool. Match number 10 was, tag team match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. It was fun to see Daniel Bryan back. Really, it is. He's a great wrestler of our time. But how the match laid out, I felt like I could have seen the same match on SmackDown, and I would be fine with it. It didn't feel like WrestleMania moment. The pace, the build up to the tag to Daniel was good, but I don't know. That match fell a bit flat, and at that point, I was starting to get. The show was getting on and on. At that point, I was getting tired a little bit of WrestleMania, really, to be honest, because it's like 10 o'clock. Maybe 11 at that time, and I've been watching this since 5:30, maybe 6, or maybe already 4 hours, and I'm not done yet. So, Mania is getting really long. It's a marathon of wrestling, and no, that match didn't have really high points. It was all right. Match 11 was Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss for the women's title, the Raw women's title. Yeah. It was alright as well. Nia Jax won, of course, because for the storytelling of, accept yourself, you're beautiful no matter what your size, and she had to win on WrestleMania. She had to. Good for her. She deserved it. She works hard. But in my opinion, Alexa Bliss is a phenomenal heel champion. She's gonna get that title back. She should. But it was okay. To me, that match should have been switched spot with Charlotte and Asuka, And then match number 12, the match I really was looking for. Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the championship, the WWE championship. I don't know how to feel about this match. It didn't live up to the hype. It didn't. The pace was all right. The moves were everything you usually see them do. There wasn't a new creative offense. There wasn't that spark. So really, it fell flat. It fell flat, and the crowd was feeling it flat as well. They were not into it. But at the end, Shinsuke did a heel turn. Oh yeah, AJ Styles won. But Shinsuke did a heel turn, which was more exciting and entertaining than the actual match, the post-match beatdown. So this tells me that there's going to be a rematch, and they were holding back during this one. So I don't know why you would do this on Mania, holding back. I don't get it. I mean, it's that time to shine. It's now. Well, So yeah, disappointed about that one really. And then the match 13, yes, 13th, was The Bar versus Braun Strowman, yes, Braun Strowman and his mystery partner. His mystery partner was somebody from the audience. I feel two ways about this match. One, it was a 10-year-old kid from the crowd that was his partner. It was hilarious. It was a match that made me smile all the way through it because it was entertaining, it was funny, it was heartwarming. You know, it's cool. On the other side, however, they won. So the Raw Tag Team titles are now worthless. The Raw Tag Team division is dead. So that's the counterpart of it. It's like long term, the titles are meaningless now. How they going to defend them, I don't know. But overall, my feeling from this match, it was fun, it was light, it was a feel-good moment of the night, really. It was fun, but the tag titles took a hard hit. And finally, match number 14 was the main event we saw again between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I'm pretty tired of these matches anyway. But overall, it was a copy and paste match of their WrestleMania, their last WrestleMania main event. And that was it. Except this time, Seth Rollins didn't came in to save the day. I mean, I was hoping for something cool to happen. Like, one thing that crossed my mind during that match was like, Brock. Brock have the first man to beat Taker in New Orleans. I don't know how to say this. There was the first man to do it in the same city. Roman Reigns is the second man to do it as well. They're both in the same ring in the city that happened the first time. Taker is in the building. So it would have made no sense, but it would have been more entertaining than what the match was. The match was long. It was supposed to be brutal, but it was only like spears and F5. There was so many F5s. Then when Roman Reigns was counted after the last F5, the crowd didn't react because there was already like 5 F5 before that. So the crowd was dulled to it, and they tried to recreate the magic of the Lesnar Orton foreheads elbow smash. Didn't work because it was blood caps and it's Roman Reigns. And at that point, the crowd was chanting, "This is awful." Not because of the blood, because the match was boring. So, yeah. It's been a while since we had a WrestleMania main event that ended with the desired effect. You know, that climax at the end when you're happy to watch the whole thing. You know, it was once again another Mania with Roman Reigns in the main event, and we went, exactly what... The part that Brock won and retained his title was surprising, but everything else about the match was exactly what we thought would happen. So, here you go. That was my opinion and the result and the card of WrestleMania 34. I hope you liked it. If you like it, tell me. Put a like, something. I'm going to do more wrestling videos if you want. If not, I'll stop. I'll just continue to do bikes and cars. But here we are. So, bye-bye.